In Depth with Dr. Bren, Chapter 5, Training the Puppy, Mindfulness of Breathing. When the fullness of our attention is cultivated together with a grateful and tender heart, our spiritual life will naturally grow. That's the point. That's the goal. The key here is to choose a practice, a way to develop our attention systematically and to give ourselves to it fully. Follow this path with commitment and steadiness and a willingness to work with our practice day after day, no matter what arises. And keep in mind that any deep training opens in direct proportion to how much we give ourselves to it. Cornfield uses the example of learning to play an instrument and suggests that one would not expect to sit down for 20 minutes a day for 6 months and expect to be able to play Beethoven. And so, in this regard, we should have the same ideas in mind as far as the commitment to practice and the longevity of that practice. And the practice is the point, not necessarily being able to play Beethoven. We don't just wait for the right time when we feel good to meditate. Any time and every time, through all kinds of situations, we should be committing to deepen our practice, our prayer, our meditation, and our discipline, to see with compassion and to let go and to love fully. Now, what happens when we try to sit down? The first thing that seems to happen is the monkey mind, or the puppy mind, to use that analogy, seems to be wild at play. And nothing, it seems, you can do will stop it from its madness. What's important to understand from this practice is how little control you actually have, and that there is a logic to that madness, not to be figured out in meditation, but certainly to be figured out in analysis later. But just as you would train a puppy, you train your mind, bringing it back every time it sort of sways away to the breath. The goal is to come into relationship with the monkey mind, or the puppy, so that we can calm and steady it. The practice is always to stay in your seat and bring your attention back to your breath, prayer or chant, and to sink deeper into your experience of the present moment. Keep in mind that concentration is never forced or coerced. It just is. On page 60, the bottom. But awareness of breathing does not come right away. At first we must sit quietly, letting our body be relaxed and alert, and simply practice finding the breath in the body. Where do we actually feel it? As a coolness in the nose, a tingling in the back of the throat, as a movement in the chest, as a rise and fall of the belly. The place of strongest feeling is the first place to establish our attention. If the breath is apparent in several places, we can feel its whole movement of the body. If the breath is too soft and difficult to find, we can place our palm on our belly and feel the expansion and contraction in our hand. We must learn to focus our attention carefully. As we feel each breath, we can sense how it moves in our body. Do not try to control the breath. Only notice its natural movement, as a gatekeeper notices what passes by. What are its rhythms? Is it shallow or long or deep? Does it become fast or slow? Is there a temperature to the breath? The breath can become a great teacher because it is always moving and changing. In this simple breathing, we can learn about contraction and resistance, about opening and letting go. Here we can feel it means to live what it means to live gracefully, to sense the truth of the river of energy and change that we are. However, there are distractions. Distractions are the natural movement of the mind. Distractions arise because our mind and our heart are not fully and initially clear or pure. Each time an enticing image or an interesting memory floats by, it's our habit to react and get entangled or get lost. The practice is to let it go, watch it flow through, and do not attach. After a while, you'll begin to realize that these distractions are teachers, helping you to realize that you have deepened your practice and have not lost your awareness or your concentration, that they are simply passing by. As we give ourselves to the art of concentration, over weeks and months we discover that our concentration slowly begins to settle by itself. Initially, we may have struggled to focus, try and hold on to the subject of our meditation. But then gradually the heart and the mind become at ease from these distractions. Later on in the practice, we'll be able to notice the thoughts as they arise, not attaching to them, just watching them float by as clouds in the sky. Concentration grows in a deepening spiral as we return to our meditation subject again and again, each time learning more of the art of inner listening. Sticking with a spiritual practice is difficult, and it requires an ocean of patience because we have a habit of wanting to be distracted and to be somewhere else other than where we are. However, this heartfelt perseverance and dedication brings the practice alive. We want to end up with the puppy as our friend. Now for the meditation. First, select a suitable space for your regular meditation. It can be wherever you can sit easily with minimal disturbance. Place a meditation cushion or chair there for your use. Arrange what is around you so that you can be reminded of your meditative purpose, so that it feels sacred and peaceful. Perhaps you want a simple altar with flowers or some sacred image. Let yourself enjoy creating the space for yourself. Then select a regular time for practice that suits your schedule and temperament. Daily meditation can become like bathing or toothbrushing. It can bring a regular cleansing and calming to your heart and mind. Find a posture in the chair or cushion in which you can easily sit erect without being rigid. Let your body be firmly planted on the earth, your hands resting easily, your heart soft, your eyes closed gently. At first, feel your body and consciously notice what's soft or hard, where the tension is, and just let it go. Let go of any habitual thoughts or plans and bring your attention to feel the sensations of your breathing. Take a few deep breaths to sense where you can feel the breath most easily, as coldness or tingling in the nostrils or throat, as movement of the chest or rise and fall of the belly. Then let your breath be natural. Feel the sensations of your natural breathing very carefully, relaxing into each breath. As you feel it, notice how the soft sensations of breath come and go. After a few breaths, your mind will probably wander, and when you notice this, no matter how long or short a time has been, simply call yourself back to the next breath. And before you return, you can mindfully acknowledge where you've been, and with a soft word in the back of your mind, such as thinking, wondering, hearing, itching. After softly and silently naming to yourself where your attention had been, gently and directly return to feel the next breath. Later on in your meditation, you will be able to work with the places your mind wanders to. But for initial training, one word of acknowledgement and a simple return to the breath is best. As you sit, let the breath change rhythms naturally, allowing it to be short, long, fast, slow, rough, or easy. Calm yourself by relaxing into the breath. And when your breath becomes soft, let your attention become gentle and careful, as soft as the breath itself. Like training a puppy, gently bring yourself back 1,000 times. Over weeks and months of this practice, you will gradually learn to calm and center yourself using the breath. There will be many cycles in this process, stormy days alternating with clear days. Just stay with it. As you do, listening deeply, you will find the breath helping to connect and quiet your whole body and mind. Working with the breath is an excellent foundation for the other meditations presented in this book. After developing some calm and skills and connecting with your breath, you can then extend your range of meditation to include healing and awareness of all the levels of your body and mind. And you will discover how awareness of your breath can serve as a steady basis for all you do. Thank you.